Hello guys, my name is Paul. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button down below and the all notification bell to the right hand side. Today I wanted to talk about keeping track of your sales and your net profits for your business. Whether you be selling on Facebook, eBay, or another platform, there is a free program you can get out there to keep track of your stuff. If you are already doing something like you have your own bookkeeper, you have GoDaddy bookkeeping, then I would suggest that you stick to whatever you're doing now. But if you're just starting your business and you don't really want to pay up front to keep track of your sales and your net profit and your costs and things like that, you can actually do it yourself for totally free. Now, I'm already signed in to Google. If you do not have a Google account, it's free to sign up to a Google account or a Gmail. If you already have a Gmail, you can sign into your Gmail account and go right to Google Sheets. I will put the link in the description down below for Google Sheets, and you can click on that and go right to it. If you're not signed up with Google or signed in with Gmail, you could do that. It's totally free. Now, as you can see up on the board now, I have Sheets. It says to the left-hand side on the top, it says Sheets, Google Sheets. Down below that, it says blank, and it's got a plus sign. Now, if you're just starting to keep track of your sales and your net profit and things like that and your cost of goods, you're going to click on that blank, and it is going to bring up a graph sheet that you can use, and you can put different items in there to track your orders and to track your cost and your net profit. You want to make sure you're keeping track of this because you don't want to be paying taxes on something that is not added to your pocket. You don't want to be paying extra taxes. You want to pay the right amount. Now, I already have a sheet made up that says Facebook sales tracking, and I'm going to pull that sheet up now. And it bring me to my sheet, and as you can see on my sheet here to the left hand side, I have Facebook sales, and then I have tracking 2022, and that means of course this year 2022. I have the clock sales. I have the date that I'm getting the payment from Facebook. If you're on eBay and you're selling on eBay and you're using this form, of course you want to put the date that you sold the product in that type of category. Then I have payout. Payout is what Facebook paid out to me. And as you can see there on the first one, I have 5/3/2022. Facebook paid me $16.75. That's what they paid out to me. And then I got the goods cost, which means that's the cost of my goods. That's the cost of my product and my shipping and packaging. Basically, I pay 85 cents for boxes off of eBay. So I take that 85 cents plus my cost of goods, and that gives me a total of $5.73. And then right after that is where I put my net profit. My net profit on that order is 11.02. So what I do is I track all my sales all the way for the whole month. And then down below, as you can see on the bottom of the page, it says 121.37. That's the total net profit that I made. But then as you can see below that, it says internet cost spectrum 44.99, and that's because I pay 44.99 for the internet. So what I did was I took 121.37 net profit minus my internet cost, because you can minus that from your net profit, because of course if you didn't have internet you wouldn't be able to do Facebook sales, eBay sales, selling online. So I took that 44.99 and subtracted it, which gives me a grand total of 76.38 total profit. So that is the tax. I will be paying tax on $76 instead of $121. You don't want to pay more taxes than you should be. This is why you got to keep track of your orders. Now, not all the time, I want to throw this out there to everybody so everybody knows, not all the time will you have to pay state and federal tax. It all depends on how you claim at the end of the year, whether you claim head of household, whether you have children, and other deductions. You may not have to pay federal and state tax if you earned below a certain income, but you will have to pay 15.3% self-employment tax if you make anything over $600 now on the internet. Of course, Biden changed this. We all know that it used to be $20,000 and 200 transactions. If you made below that, basically Facebook, eBay, Macari, Poshmark wasn't sending any information to the IRS. So basically, the IRS did not know people were making money if they made, like, say, $10,000 a year, 20,000 or $19,000 a year. The IRS was not getting this information of people, so basically they weren't paying taxes. But now, since the law has changed, now the IRS will get a 1099K form from eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and things like that for anything over $600, and you will have to pay the self-employment tax. Now, the self-employment tax, what that is Social Security tax and Medicare tax. It's not state and federal. Okay, so what happens is if you're working for a regular employer, if you're working for McDonald's, Burger King, Walmart, whatever the case may be, your employer usually takes out 7 point something percent tax of your paycheck, and they pay and match that 7 point something percent and pay to the IRS. And that's how that works. But if you are working for yourself or you are selling stuff online, no matter if you're an LCC or a sole proprietor, you're paying that 15.3% all by yourself. You're paying both sides of that. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is why you want to keep good track of your orders and what you're getting paid out, what your cost of goods are, what your net profit is. Now, if I didn't figure this all out, let's say I put 121.37, okay? So I would be paying 15.3% on 121.37. I would be paying 15.3% tax. But since I minus the internet cost, which is $44.99, I only have to pay 15% tax on $76. So, therefore, it could save you money in your pocket and give you more profit. Keep that in mind. Now, on the top, you see Facebook sales tracking. You can name the sheet anything you want, and these sheets are printable. If you're already using a bookkeeping site like GoDaddy or whatever the case may be, then you can stick to that. And I would stick to what you're doing already. But if you're somebody out there that needs something for free, or you want to start a reselling business and you're just starting up, then Google Sheets would be for you to use. And what I would do is keep track of all the items that you are selling and all the items that you are buying. You want to do this sheet monthly. And the reason why I do Facebook Marketplace monthly is because of the simple fact is Facebook takes a little bit longer to pay out than other websites like eBay and Poshmark and Macari. If you don't know what happens with Facebook Marketplaces, they don't pay out until the customer gets their item in the mail. So sometimes it could take a couple weeks before they pay your payment out. It could take a couple weeks after you send your item out. That's the only thing bad about Facebook Marketplace is you have to wait for your payments for Facebook to pay it out until after your customer gets the item. As we all know, eBay payout is immediately through your PayPal account, but Facebook Marketplace doesn't do that way. So I decided to keep this sheet for myself and to send the IRS at the end of the year with my 1099K they will be receiving. I also want to put out there that you want to make sure that you're keeping track of the items. As you can see, my goods cost is $5.73. That's because I pay 85 cents a piece per box that I send my clocks in, and I pay a certain amount to get the clocks to make the clocks. Okay. So I keep track of all the money that I spend on that. You want to make sure you keep track of everything you spend. I know that some garage sales, they do not give receipts, but you want to make sure if you go to a garage sale, you buy items, you want to come home and you want to make sure that you have that item that you bought listed, how much you paid for that item, how much you're selling that item for, and how much profit is going to be in your pocket. You want to make sure you keep track of that. Now, I know a lot of state sales give sales receipts, or if you ask for them, they will give you a sales receipt. If you could do that, I would suggest you do that, and I would save the receipts. Now, where I buy my clocks from to make and to sell on Facebook Marketplace, I get receipts. So what I do is I keep all those receipts, and I will keep them until the end of the year. If they ask me for proof of cost of goods, I will have that. You want to make sure that you do that, okay? Because you don't want to be paying extra taxes on anything. You don't want to be making less money. You want to make the most profit you can. And this is a good way of keeping track of your stuff with Facebook, Google Sheets, Facebook spreadsheet. You can make spreadsheets for any website. It don't have to be Facebook. It could be Macari, eBay, Poshmark, whatever the case may be. And if you're just starting out in a business, like I said, this is totally free to use. I will put the link in the description down below. And you can pause this video and look at my sheet here. And it will actually show you different things that I have listed. I'm going to have to blur out my social security number. I'm hoping I could do that now because I forgot it was on there. But anyways, I will see you in my next video.